power or the right to make it change. But when I use my ability to focus for the sole reason of choosing the thought that feels good when I find it, now I have come back into power. So, brother of mine, I'm going to find a way of feeling good about you between now and the time I see you, not for you, but for me. I'm going to activate within myself something that is so in harmony with who I am, and it's going to be easy for me to do because my inner being sees you in a different way than I have been allowing myself to see you. So I'm going to see you over the next month. I'm going to try to see you through the eyes of my inner being. Mother of mine, I'm going to try to see you through the eyes of my inner being. I'm going to try to see you through these eyes of appreciating. I so appreciate my avenue into this life experience. And I so appreciate the contrast that I live that helped me to decide who I am.
Indeed.
And my feelings of insecurity and my feelings of inferiority are beginning to subside even as I contemplate taking control of my own vibration.
Indeed.
I feel eager to get myself in a good feeling place, and while I can't do it all at once, I can easily jump ahead and fast forward and imagine walking into the family reunion and finding none of you changed at all, but me changed so much it doesn't matter. Me feeling so good about me, and me no longer needing you to be different than you are so that I can feel good. So there you are, just like you've always been, and here I am, entirely different than I have ever been. Here I am, tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Here I am, in love with life, proud of my profession, eager about my future experience, knowing that I made the best decisions as I went along, and you probably did too. I've made so much more of who you are in relationship to me than I ever needed or should have made. You have not been the significant factors in my life that I've tried to make you out to be. Your opinions, because you couldn't tune in, it wasn't possible for you to tune in to the picture that I had of me. I've been holding you all in an impossible situation. I've needed you to get tuned into source energy so that you could see me in the perfect light. That's asking too much of anybody to do. So there you've always been out there just being who you are and hurting me, I might add. And I've needed you to be different than you were able to be so I didn't get hurt. Boy, do I see the screwy air of my ways. So now, I'm not going to tell this to you out loud. You say to them, as you're preparing for the family reunion, I give you permission to be as you have always been. And I give myself permission. In fact, I've decided that I'm going to find you entertaining. I'm going to find you interesting. I'm going to find you like I would find a family that's sitting in the restaurant next to me who's carrying on in some way, where I'm observing you as you're living, but I'm realizing that my observation of you in no way means that I really have anything to do with you. What you think of each other, what you think of yourselves, and what you think of me is a non-issue to me. What I think of myself and what I think of you and what I think of the reunion is an issue to me. So I'm going to tune myself up to all of that before I get there. You get a sense of this?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you imagine getting there, and you imagine seeing them, and you imagine feeling good, and you imagine them not understanding why you feel so good. And then you imagine them being a little annoyed that you feel so good. And then you imagine them determined, as everyone is, to get you to feel more like they feel. But it doesn't matter to you because they no longer have the ability to take you there. Which means the reason for your fear and insecurity no longer exists. Because the only thing that any of you have ever really felt fear about is being taken into a situation where you would feel the horror of disallowing your inner being to be present with you and not be able to do anything about it. That is the utter basis of negative emotion, of insecurity, of fear, of all violence, of all acts against humanity. In other words, we've just gotten to the heart of what bothers everybody. They didn't treat me right when I was little. And they're not likely to start now.
And it doesn't matter anymore.
And it doesn't matter, because it was never their job to begin with. Your brother didn't not be the big brother he was supposed to be. He was never supposed to be that person that you needed him to be. That's the job of your inner being. But your inner being was always the inner being that it was supposed to be. It was not the job of the inner being to hook up with you. Your inner being's always hooked up with you. It's your job to find a way to hook up with your inner being, you see. Full empowerment, yes?
Yes.
So just practice, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Go to the family reunion. Be glad that it's brief.
Play a lot.
Play along.
Play with the kids a lot.
Play with the kids. Have great fun. And if you are as tuned in, tapped in, turned on as we expect you to be, they probably won't invite you back. Good time for a segment of refreshment. You're welcome.